Shalom, Israel, Elder DFG. Hey guys, this is going to be pretty brief. From time to time, I'll get right to it. From time to time, I'll have dreams that I'm very, very confident are coming from Yahuwah. And these dreams, here and there, are dreams of utopian experiences, like the one coming through the valley, if you're familiar with that one. But then there are other dreams where there are warnings. And like the one, if you're following this channel, where we're going through the tunnel and Yah turns me back, and then the young people with me turn back, but the older people, I don't even see them. I don't know where they are. So all I can understand based off of what I was hearing was that, it was saying that some people are still young enough to be influenced, and some people are too old to change their ways. And the ones that can be influenced can be redeemed, and the ones who are too old to change their ways will be left behind. They'll be judged by Yahuwah harshly, is what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean that all old people can't change their minds. It's just simply stating that the vast majority of the older people, older generation, the 45 and upward, they're not going to change. Maybe even 40 and upward. But that has nothing to do with this particular dream. And two places I'm going to go. First, I'm going to give you the dream. Then I'm going to give you some scripture. See if you can see what I saw. But in this dream, and this is probably only a couple of hours ago, still not even 4 o'clock in the morning where I am. But in this dream, I'm in this strange place. It was really like a hotel, but it was a hotel that had no ending to it. Like you're just going down, just from place to place trying to get out of this hotel. Me and a good brother of mine. I won't use his name, but he's a very, 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 very close brother of mine. And we were together, and we were looking around and trying to figure out how to get out of this. To me, it seemed like this big giant hotel. And we finally looked out of the window, at least I did, and what I saw was something almost like the shape of a tambourine. If you know what a tambourine is, that they hit with their hands with the little what do they call it? The little symbols on it. Not symbol like a symbol, but the little symbols like ding, ding, things like that. And it was just spinning around and around and around and around. And I looked at that and I said, man, it looks like that's a flying saucer or a spaceship, brother. I'm just going to say Brother D. I'm just put it that way, because that's what it was with me. I said, that looked like, a flying saucer, and he's trying to look. But then by the time he could look, I'm shifted into another place. And in this place is I'm standing outdoors. And just got to chill thinking about it. I'm standing outdoors, and I see these creatures. And they're human in terms of behavior. They act like humans, but they look deformed. They were very big in the lower parts of their body, really big, almost. And then their heads were deformed, and their face were, real puffy and all, here. So they was. This, if you can see this is to describe this. Their head was sort of like that, and then their body was. Then the kind of body just went out almost like a. I guess the best thing I could think of, you can think of the movie The Blob. It looked like that. And these things were lurking around at nighttime. That's the only time they would come out. They would come out at night. And whoever I was, and I think it was my father. My father's long ago deceased, but I think it was my father, who was telling, me and others. He said, look, whenever you're out here, be quiet, don't say much, because these things, he said, they can travel through tunnels. He said that they will snatch you up. Some of them would eat you right on the spot if they caught you, and then the others would snatch you up, and they would take you into these tunnels. And in these tunnels were portals everywhere. It's like there were tunnels like on the streets, tunnels in hotels. There were tunnels in supermarkets. So you can literally be walking around in a Walmart and get snatched inside the Walmart into this. They could come out of wherever they were, snap you, and go back in before anybody noticed that you were gone. And you could be in a hotel, but it typically happened, you know, in the dark or at nighttime. And they will snatch you and take you down, you know what I'm saying, into these portals. And you would end up in this prehistoric, what we would, in our mentality, a prehistoric place. And inside this place, it was almost like a big old giant open coliseum. But they had, you know, with the caves, though, where these beasts would come out. And then they would have every victim that they snatched, they would hold them down there. And then here and there, you know, depending on whenever they wanted to feast, they would allow some to come out who were trapped, the humans who were taken down there. And of course, when they came out, these things would gorge them. In other words, they would eat them. And every now and then it would be somebody who had been down there for a long time and had survived it. Because in this dream, there was this young woman, and you know, and she was talking, and she was saying that she had survived, you know, for 2 or 3 years. She said, but the only way you can survive is you had to be very, very quiet. You could not say anything, because if they heard you, if they heard the noise, then those giant entities, and some of them look like giant sea turtles, some look like, you know, giant, you know, other type of insects or bugs, of different, again, you know, all kind of deformities. Some of them were half human, again, half, you know, animal, beast. So it's almost though as someone has mixed their species together. In a dream, you know, what I believe it was telling me that this actually happens, brothers and sisters. You know, we all hear about people going missing all the time. And, you know, we hear about the white vans that snatch people up from the street and throw you in the back of a van and that type of stuff, or somebody waiting for you, you know, at your car, putting someone on the car handles. I think it's much worse than that. I think that there are people on this earth who knows about it. I'm not talking about those who are victimized by it. Of course, they would know. But there are people who not only know about it, they are part of it. They're the ones that opening up these businesses. They know that, in other words, the owner of some of these places know that these things are there. Because they're responsible, let's just say if you're in a hotel, they get rid of your records. So all these runaways that go into these hotels and places like that, and people are running and they go into what they think is shelters and places like that. They are, but they're not. And the people who are part of it, they have no more conscience about what's going on than someone at a, I don't know, Dick's Sporting Goods store who will sell you a deer stand. You know, they don't care nothing about the deer. They only care about the deer stand, selling you the product. So these people who are more or less, they're agents, I'll say this, the owners of these hotels are agents for them. And they get compensated for everyone that gets snatched away, that and they are able to cover their trails or pretend that they don't see it. Never say anything, just allow it to happen. And I know recently I was talking to my brothers and sisters about, you know, Walmart. And don't take your eyes off your children, because they walk across these thresholds and they'll be gone. So I think these two dreams are coming together, brothers. I think it's two worlds that are operating. The world that you see in the natural and the world that you don't see in the supernatural. But both are real. As real as you are. And again, this is what's happening to, I think, a lot of the people who are coming missing. And it wasn't just women, especially. You need to be really careful, you know, out here at nighttime, or staying in, you know, these shelters, and staying in these, you know, hotels, and shopping at night when you get off of work, because, you know, you got off so late. You know, I'm just saying to you, and it's not just where you go shop, it's not where you stay. They can grab you anywhere. No one is safe. And it's been happening for not hundreds of years, thousands of years. They're there, but you don't know they're there. That's what I saw in a dream. I think this is why the people come up missing. This is and to bring more clarity to it. You probably heard me talk about this before. Is that a lot of the soldiers who were in Afghanistan, and they make this big old to do about the Biden administration, leaving all these soldiers behind, all these Americans behind. But what they're not talking about is the Giants of Afghanistan. You can look that up. The Giants of Afghanistan. In those mountains, when they were dropping those bombs in Afghanistan, I don't know what they were looking for, lithium, or they were looking for opioids, but they woke those giants up. They opened those portals. And I think that's why they left so fast. They had no choice. They were running. The military left, think about it, they left military equipment behind, brothers and sisters. Who would leave billions of dollars of military and like in 2 days running like that? They saw something. They know it's true. They know it's there. And even worse, they know that there's no way to stop them from coming anywhere they want to go, including here. That's why it's this whole political thing. I'll tell you, you're wasting your time with that. It's time to focus on your soul. It's time to focus on where you're going to spend eternity. Because once these things get you, you're not. It's not like they're going to grab you and then all of a sudden, Yah going to bless you. No, that's a curse to be snatched. Think about that. Why would Yah allow your death to be so harsh and vicious and tortured if you were blessed? Yah say blessing and cursing don't come out the same fountain. Yah said who he blessed can't be cursed, and who he cursed can be blessed. And I thought I'd wrap this up with this. Look at this, just for some perspective, brothers and sisters. Remember, these things live under the earth. But look what Job chapter 40 says, verse 15. He says this. Behold now Behemoth, which I made with you. He eats grass as an ox. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, his legs, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moves his tail like a tree, and he breathes, or his sinews are as stones, his nostrils are wrapped together. His bones are as strong as pieces of brass. His bones are like the brass of iron. And hope you think about these creatures that I said, the ones who, they were like in parks and stuff, brothers and sisters, in the middle of the night, swinging on swings. But they were big. They were, maybe if I was looking at them, 6 feet tall, maybe 370 pounds, 500 pounds. They were big like that. They weren't little, but they were not giants. Looked like they were maybe the seed of that thing. As babies. Verse 18, his bones are as strong as pieces of brass. His bones are like the bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of El. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Only thing can destroy him is Yahuwah. Surely the mountains bring him forth food. Mountains and food in the caves. Remember that part of the dream? They lived in those caves. They were coming out the caves or out of the mountain. The caves are inside of mountains. Surely the mountains can bring him food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lies under the shady trees and is covered of the reed and the fens. In other words, you can't see him for grass, you can't see him for trees, you can't see him for hills. He can shapeshift, he can blend into things. He don't shapeshift, but he just blends into it. You don't know it's there until it's too late. He hides in the dark. Say, trees cover him with their shadow. Again, the shadow of a tree is dark. Trees cover him with their shadow, and the willows of the brook compass him all about. Behold, he drinks up a river. He hastens not. He's not in a hurry. He trusts that he can draw up Jordan, which is another word for Israel, into his mouth. He takes it with his eyes. His nose pierced through snares, traps. He can smell you through the traps. And these are all these trap doors that I was telling you about. Now, there's nothing written in this book for no reason, brothers and sisters. Whether one can understand it or not, that's a gift of Yahuwah to the prophet. Did he not tell Amos, shall there be a secret that I should not reveal it to my servants, the prophets? Amos, what is that, 8 and 11? These things come together, and they're starting to be revealed now in the last days. We've been lied to and told, oh, this, they're taking people in trucks, they're taking people, in boats and different things like that. They're taking people. They don't have to take you in no container. The ones who are coming in containers, those are just going to be human slaves. The ones in my dream are human food. Share this message. Be careful. Again, in my mind, the only thing that could protect anybody from these things is, the spirit of Yahuwah, just like he said, because he can control it. No man can. And there's no way Yah's protecting you if you're serving these other entities. You're investing in these Halloween, these wicked days. Those are the snares. Halloween, Thanksgiving, all these, anything that requires blood and death. Because that's what they seek, blood and death. So it's never what you think it is. That's all is a distraction, a cause, the people snatching. No. It's something else going on. Darker. And a lot more, what you call, sinister. Sinister. Hallelujah. All right. That's all I got for you. That's what I saw. Thought I'd share it. I hope you share it. All right. Elder DFG. Shalom, YASHAR'EL.